Welcome to another episode of Core Discussions. I'm Legacy.
And I'm Max.
I'm Jay.
All right. So we have a couple of us here today. The rest are being lame. We're here to discuss the 2023 to 2024 NBA season. Just the regular season so far. As the time we're filming this, the first play-in game is happening. So that's all we're going to discuss. All right, guys. So lots happened this season. Where we stand right now, I guess let's go talk about the Eastern Conference first. What were our thoughts this year on the Eastern Conference?
We're extremely weak. So Boston has 64 wins, 18 losses. The next closest team was 50 wins. That's crazy to me.
And I was surprised that the Knicks had the second most.
Yeah, the Knicks squeezed in, I think, at the end of the season to get the second seed because the Bucks lost.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I know, not shocking news. They were 30-13 and did not end up with 50 wins because they were 30-13 when they fired their coach.
I mean, that's one of the worst decisions ever.
And now they might be without Giannis. I mean, I wouldn't have picked them to win even with them, but still.
But you know what's going to happen is that they're going to lose, and Giannis is not going to play. So then Doc Rivers is going to have an excuse to return.
Well, they shouldn't have given away Drew Holiday. That was the biggest crime because he's so good defensively, and Dame is not.
That really killed them. Which, to be honest, we all knew. Dame is not. I didn't get it because I'm like, Dame doesn't cover up what Drew Holiday does for you. Dame would cover up what Middleton does for you and do much more because Dame has never been a defensive player. It's not his skill set.
If they lose in the first round, they keep Doc. I mean, it's going to be more the same.
Like Max said, there might be an excuse if he's not playing. Technically, that excuse.
I'm interested in this Cleveland-Orlando matchup. Orlando's done quite well.
Yeah, talk about surprise team of the year. Orlando's got to be one of them. That they're already back in playoffs after 2 seasons. Shout out to Vitamin J's and Ives boy, Banchero.
And Carter.
Yep, and Carter. Yeah, Duke strong, baby. Duke strong, Max.
I need to stop this. I'm finally outnumbered. Usually it's not like this.
Yeah, we'll enjoy why we got it. But I don't think there's really any team in the East that disappointed because you look at the teams that made the play-in the playoffs. And it's about what you expect, honestly.
I would say record-wise, I would think the Hawks are a little disappointing.
The Hawks are disappointing.
Well, they're going to be an interesting one because there's going to have to really start being a conversation about Trae Young because I felt that team played better when he did not play.
He was a difference maker, and maybe he'll turn on in the playoffs because he has in the past. But I don't know. He's starting to look like just a guy, not the guy.
Yeah, which I'm like, you might as well see if you can get something because I sometimes believe in restarting if I know this guy ain't gonna propel me to a championship. So I might as well just see if I can get something good from a contender who's willing to give up quite a couple pieces so that I can restart.
Yeah. I mean, when you're in, I would consider them to be in purgatory. They're fine, but they're definitely not good enough to win.
You know what would really help them is if Trae Young shaved his head.
It worked for Derek White.
Yeah, look for Derek White. Why not Trae Young? There's power in the baldness.
Don't let the media fool you.
But other than that, the only other thing I can really say is the Hornets suck. That's my team. Hornets suck. I do love Brandon Miller, so that's nice. Lonzo Ball, I think the team's moving on to Miller being a star, which is what they should do because Lonzo keeps getting hurt, and I don't know, it's just something up with him.
I'm over him. I liked him when he was there.
I want him to stay. I want him to stay, but
he just doesn't play though.
Yeah, he needs to play more. But yeah, let me look at the East as well. So the Sixers are going to be interesting. I mean, they're probably healthy-ish right now because Embiid came back, but we'll see.
Hold on, before we talk to Sixers, don't you guys at least have to be happy because finally Clifford got fired? So you can
I'm very yes. And he resigned and stuff. I'm like, no, they just told you you're probably going to fire. I mean, he shouldn't have been hired in the first place. One of the many faults of Michael Jordan's ownership of the Hornets.
I can't get too excited because I don't know who they hired yet. They could hire another zero.
Could be. Yep.
Phil's doing exactly what the Hornets make the fans do. Leave. No one's there. They don't show up.
It's a terrible thing being a fan of the Charlotte teams.
Thank goodness I'm not a Panthers fan.
I can't even be excited for a high draft pick this year because this draft class is truly weak.
It is weak.
So I can't even be excited that day. Yeah.
I'm probably gonna watch more WNBA draft than I am NBA draft.
I'm gonna watch it just to see what the Duke players go. But other than that,
yeah, because this year is like one of those years where I just do not. I'm like, I barely know a lot of these players' names. I didn't watch that much college basketball. Next year I'll know because I'm pretty sure a lot of the big stars are actually going to college for next year's draft. But yeah, this year's like,
Now, we'll be asking some questions if Boston doesn't make it to the finals.
Oh yeah, it should be easy. Because also the funny thing is, you think about like all time, this has got to be like one of the biggest margins of games that somebody's won by. And imagine like Golden State had 73 wins, but even their 73 win season, Spurs had 60 something wins.
I mean, really, it's just Celtics and a bunch of mid teams. The only teams I see actually competing in the playoffs would be Boston, Philly, and you can never count the Heat out with playoff Jimmy, but I don't see the Magic this year.
All right, the last time there was this big of a margin was the Bulls when they won 72. The closest team was 60 games, but still, even then, with how good Boston is, they need to get to the finals. There's no excuse for not. You don't have to win, but you need to get there. We're going to go to the West. So the other side, we had some surprise teams. Minnesota went from last year being in the play-in to this year being the 3rd seed, and the Thunder came out of nowhere and are number 1.
Yeah, see, the West was a lot more interesting. I was expecting Oklahoma to make the playoffs, but I was thinking, they'd be middle of the pack or bottom half.
Oh,
They've
yeah.
nailed their
We
draft
have to.
picks.
Yeah, they have nailed their draft.
Oh, yeah.
picks.
Holmgren. What's also going to be very interesting is if the Clippers don't do well, if the Clippers don't win, remember SGA was part of that Paul George trade.
Yeah.
So that could look like a fumble from the Clippers if they really don't win, that you gave up SGA, who arguably had an MVP like season. But yeah, shout out SGA, had a really good season. Also, Chet Holmgren had a good season after being injured all last year.
I think they still have a lot more draft picks too, so they still have a lot more ammo to do stuff. Sam Presti, I think, is the president, or maybe he's not anymore, but whoever it is, done a fantastic job.
All right. What about our boy Anthony Edwards leading the Timberwolves? Because he's also done it for a while without Cat.
Dude's a stud.
He's definitely taken his role as the alpha on that team. That trade is not looking as bad for the trade they made for the 4 first-round picks to get Gobert. Is looking a lot better now.
Yeah.
Not looking as bad as I thought it was going to look for them.
Yeah, that trade last year looked really bad, but now they get the last laugh for now.
The other team we could talk about is the Mavs this year. Kyrie Irving and Doncic over there syncing it up.
Oh, after they made those trades, they finally started to click a little bit more. And they had Gafford and PJ Washington. Then the team started to play a little bit better on defense.
This West playoff series, I mean, you have so many exciting series versus the East that is just not nearly as compelling. I mean, there are a lot of pivotal matchups here in the first round. Don't we have Clippers versus Mavs in that, the first round matchup?
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, Clippers versus Mavs. Timberwolves and Suns can be an interesting series because you still have KD and Booker and Beal. That will be interesting. Versus Edwards, and Towns should be back, and Gobert. That's going to be interesting. And I think for quite a bit of us, it's also even the play-ins are actually going to factor in, because you have the Lakers, who can be one of the dangerous teams just because of their experience.
But yeah, I think for the Suns, I would say their record's pretty disappointing at 49-33. I would have expected them to be a bit better.
Yeah. I know, one of the stars is constantly injured. It was Beal for a lot of the year, but still. They did, last game of the season, get out of the play-in, so that's good for them. They will get the Timberwolves. They should beat the Timberwolves.
Yeah, that Beal move was interesting because I was like, I don't know if that was the right move for them, because Beal had was so injury prone that I was like, I don't know if that's the right move. I get to get the star power, but I don't know if that's who you needed. And I think, I don't know, maybe they should have also gone for Drew Holiday, because I think that would have been a good piece to give them
that would have been nice.
Somebody who can play defense. That also, Drew doesn't really need the ball or demand the ball. He can score, but he's not going to demand it. So it doesn't take away from Kevin or Booker.
And they also have another good shooter. They got Grayson Allen.
Yep, Jerry.
Oh yeah, he's improved a lot. Heck of a year this year.
Yeah, so that was a key signing.
Pelicans this year, Zion.
Zion helped this year.
Has had a months, especially.
Coincidentally, as soon as Bobby doesn't keep him in fantasy, I'm sure that's just a coincidence.
Yeah,
Very
sure.
coincidental.
I was like, maybe just from now on, he can't be on your team.
He's finally not fat.
But yeah, got some good matchups. I was going to say, even whoever comes out of this, whoever wins this game's playing the Nuggets the first round, which, I mean, we all know with the Nuggets, they brought pretty much the same team back. Have looked good, knock on wood, have been healthy so far. All right, we can get into
Do
some of the
what?
awards. Rookie of the year. What we think?
Come on now, that's a Wemby all day.
Yeah.
That's end of discussion.
I feel bad for Chet Holmgren and Brandon Miller.
No,
'cause
see, okay.
Any other year,
I don't
they'll
feel bad
be
for him.
more than likely.
See, okay.
Not
First of
for
all,
Chet,
Chet Holmgren should not be considered a rookie. I don't care that he didn't play last year.
I
He
know,
got a
it's-
year
it's
in the
a
NBA system.
position.
I don't care. He
It
got a
did
year
the
in the
same.
NBA
It
system.
happened to
Done
Blake
with that.
Griffin too. Blake Griffin got rookie
I know.
of the year.
I know. I think it's dumb. That's all.
All should have won that year. Yeah, like Brandon Miller, any other year he'll be highly considered for Rookie of the Year, but
Oh yeah.
not when you're going against these stats that Wemby put up.
But yeah, so rookie of the year, Wemby, easy. Next question, please.
Well, are you guys happy now with seeing Miller versus Scoot? You
Oh,
all
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of-
What you want me to say? Yeah, I prefer Scoot. The dude was trash this year.
But I know
Scoot?
Scoot was very good
Yeah, he was
example,
better.
but-
Yeah, he was better near the end of the season. He got decent. Not I don't want to say about scoring, but he was a really good passer.
Yeah, well, he I think in the month of April he averaged 9 assists, but he also averaged over 5 turnovers. I can't have that.
Yeah. You know, we got to cut down those
Also-
turnovers.
And it's also April. Like, a lot of teams weren't playing defense, so I gotta see what he does year 2. But as of now, I'm fully on the Brandon Miller train. I think the Hornets need to build around Miller.
I think
He's
that's
number one now.
He's your best player right now. So you got to keep it that way. I am glad they traded away Terry Rozier, so now you open up some space. We'll see what happens off season.
See what's next? A defensive player?
Yeah,
They're
we
gonna
can
give it
talk
to
about
Gobert,
defense.
but I don't know if he.
It's Gobert or Wemby. It's one of those two.
I don't know. If
Well,
Gobert
actually,
deserves
Anthony
it.
Davis has also had a sneaky underrated defensive
Yeah.
season. Like,
Yeah.
yes, he gets a lot of crap for his offense, but defensively, he's been really good.
I don't care who wins that, as long as it's not Rudy Gobert. He does not deserve to be called
he's
what, a 4
gonna
or 5
he's
time.
gonna win, dude. I think he's gonna win because they don't
think
because
he
they don't
has
want to
the
give it. They don't want to
records.
give it to Wemby for some reason.
His accolades of being a potentially 5-time defensive player of the year just overrates the hell out of him. He is not that guy.
Or man,
It's
are
not
you
his niche.
underrating him?
No,
DeMarcus Cousins
but
brought up a
because,
good.
like, the other
Did
day,
you
he
see the
also-
tweet from DeMarcus Cousins?
I did, and I agree with it.
He said, or it may not have been a tweet, but he said in an interview that you can't give someone defensive player of the year when you take them out in late game situations in the playoffs, and that happens a lot with Gobert.
Because in the end of the day, like, also, like, yeah, he's a good defense player of the year, and, like, stop me if I'm wrong, but I feel like when we talk about the best defensive players ever, I don't think
He's not going to
like,
be in that
coming in
conversation.
my top 5.
But his
Not
resume
like
is going to say he
like-
should be.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's like when you really watched it, am I really saying, yeah, like, because is he better than Ben Wallace, Rodman? Like, am I really putting him over some of these guys? Even like center wise, like, honestly, I think Anthony Davis is more effective defender, just because he could switch better. Yeah, I'm kind of with him on that part of like, I know stats, but sometimes I'm like, the eye test does matter. I don't know if I'm really gonna give it. I get
I'm
it,
not
and I know.
feeling
Yes, I'm not saying he's bad, but I don't know. Yeah, him having 5 and having the record is like,
Yeah, that
really.
doesn't jive. That
This
doesn't
guy?
work for me.
This is the guy we're doing. All right, I guess most improved.
Kobe White.
Let me see.
See, okay,
Kobe
so
White's
what's
up
crazy is
there.
they're probably going to give it to Tyrese Maxey as a potential for it. And I don't agree. I don't think he should even be eligible.
No, he already was averaging pretty
Yeah, if
good
you're already
numbers.
considered like a good player, just because you did it even better than your previous year doesn't mean to me that you should be the most improved. So I think it should be Kobe White.
Some people are saying it should be Dante DiVincenzo, but I think he missed the cut by 9
He can't. Yeah,
seconds.
he's not. He's technically not eligible. It's a darn unfortunate.
But he has improved.
Yeah, he started too many. Kobe. Yeah, I would say Kobe White. Some people are saying Cam Thompson because last year he went from 10.6 to 23, which is very good. But I do think the only reason his scoring average was so low last year is because they refused to play him a lot of times. But he's proven he can score.
No, I agree. I'm looking at stats now. It should be Kobe White.
Yeah,
No
'cause he
doubt.
went from
averaged
9.
9.
Yeah, 9.7 to 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it should be Kobe White, even though he is from UNC. I will give it to him.
I don't hate UNC players
I
unless
don't
they're
mind them
Tyler
when they're in the. It depends on the player, but most of the time I don't mind them when they're. Most of the time I don't mind UNC players. It's the fans that don't like, unless you're on the
unless
Baycott.
it's
then I-
again unless it's Tyler Hansborough.
or Baycott. I don't like Baycott.
Yeah.
Well, he's not.
ACC
really-
runs through me, and I didn't win a
Yeah,
damn
but don't
thing.
worry, it's over. It's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah, he ain't
Don't
going
have
to a
worry
league.
about him.
Over and didn't win a damn thing.
yeah,
No.
Have fun in Europe, buddy. Have fun in Europe.
Can we do
Easy
Coach of the
award.
Year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I nominate Doc Rivers.
Shut up.
Oh, this isn't the worst coach of the year. My bad. Okay, I thought we were doing worst coach. But no, who's the Thunder's coach? Who's the Thunder's coach?
Oh,
It's
I
smart.
can't say his
It's
last
smart.
name.
Yeah, I don't. Dagenham. Yeah, I don't know how to say it.
Dagenham?
Yeah,
Yeah, how do you say his last name?
I think he's
Yeah,
gonna
he
win it.
would-
I think he's gonna win it.
I don't think
'cause they're
anyone had the
number-
Thunder pencil in as the 1 seed.
Him, Timberwolves coach. I don't even know who coached them now.
They had
Is
the
it
same
Chris
coach as last
Finch?
year.
See, I don't even know who these people are, dude.
Yeah, it's Chris Finch. Yeah. Max, he's been coaching there. This is his 4th season coaching.
Tells you how much I paid.
It's like,
this
yeah, he's been there for a little bit. Yeah, that would be the other one. But
That's
yeah,
okay. I
think
found
you
out
gotta
Willie
give it-
Green was a. I found out Willie.
Yeah,
Green
Max
was
didn't
coach
even
of the
know Willie
Pelicans
Green was
for
the coach of the Pelicans. I'm like, are you kidding me?
But yeah, coach of the year, I'll give it to him. Actually, Adrian Griffin might get a shout because clearly it wasn't as easy getting that team to second place.
Definitely a better coach than Doug Rivers.
All right, we'll hit the last award, MVP.
Okay, it may be boring, but I think it's Jokic again.
It's
I
gonna
think
be Jokic. Shai would probably be second, or Luca.
Yeah, I think I would give SGA's got to get a shout for
For sure.
that because he's had a heck of a year, and the fact that they're number one.
He can't win it though because I'm tired of his commercial with Chet Holmgren. What a pro wants. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't like that
he should
commercial
not get
either.
it. Should not get it based off that alone.
He's shooting it down.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I can't take it anymore.
I got you. Yeah, I'll do SGA, or I would give Jokic if not SGA. But yeah, Luka gets a nice shout. I think it should be Jokic. My only fear is
Voter fatigue.
the voters still are like, it's been too short of a time period. I don't want to give him 3 and 4 years. Which though I think he deserves it. You know, with storylines that SGA might be a little better of like, well, we didn't see it coming and all that. That they might be like, I don't want to give him 3 and 4 years.
Where do you see
So-
Tatum? Do you think he's gonna finish top 3?
No,
He's
MVP
gonna be
voting.
top 5, but not top 3.
Yeah, I
He
don't
didn't
think
do
top 3.
his stats weren't. Yeah, his stats weren't good enough. The only way Tatum would have needed a lot of people have worse seasons. So I think top 5, but I want to give it to him over SGA or Luka. Yesterday the WNBA draft happened. It was pretty interesting.
Most watched
I'd love to.
WNBA draft all the time.
By
People
a
need to
good
stop
bit,
hating on
too.
Caitlin Clark. Bitterness is not a good look. Caitlin Clark's a star. I will be tuning into some of her games.
Yeah.
No,
Dude, did you see the Washington Mystics? They got the South Carolina center and Angel Reese.
I know that's
No,
good.
Chicago.
yeah, that team.
Well, Chicago, but yeah, they double
That team's
dip.
gonna be something. That's it.
I don't
And I
watch
saw that. I was like, ooh. I know, right? Lockdown.
Throw that ball in the paint. Gonna have some bully ball with those two. I'm like, ooh. All right. So thank you all for watching. My name's Legacy,
And I'm Max.
I'm Bobby.
Jay.
and may the discussions begin. See ya.